Main event time, Usman Masvidal. I know you know this one. Now, this was a last-minute replacement. Justin's going to get into the details about it. Let's find out what to bet. By the way, this is Justin Morieko. I'm sure you've seen him on the previous 4 videos. Creator, host of Thicker Than Blood podcast. Send it over to him now. Justin, take it away.
What's up, everyone? Justin is back. Thicker Than Blood podcast, guest starring on Kyle Kirms' YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to both of us. Let's get into UFC 251's main event, the welterweight title fight that the people have wanted. Let's talk about this because this is absolutely insane how this fight even transpired. Go back 3 months. You're gonna watch something that was absolutely crazy. Gilbert Burns comes in, I think it was 3 months ago, and he beats Tyron Woodley in an unbelievable performance. Better performance than when Kamaru Usman beat Tyron Woodley for the belt. He comes in and absolutely dominates him. All the while this is going on, Jorge Masvidal is making mainstream news and just headlines everywhere. Everyone's talking about this guy because he's got an unbelievable personality and he's giving people 3 pieces in a soda. If anyone watches the UFC or knows the background behind that, you'll laugh. So now the fight starts to move forward. We're thinking we're going to see Masvidal have this title shot, but then there's negotiation issues. Masvidal's not getting what he wants. He decides to sit out, so they give the fight to Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns comes in, accepts whatever they offer to get this title shot. This fight is taking place in Abu Dhabi. This is the first international card on Fight Island, and I swear to God, if Dana White doesn't show up dressed up as Shao Kahn, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, I'll tell you that. Anyone who's seen Mortal Kombat knows what I'm talking about. So, with this fight, Gilbert Burns is supposed to go in there and fight for the belt. Gets diagnosed with the dreaded virus that's going around. He can't fight. On 6 days' notice, they reach out to Jorge Masvidal, try and make something happen. Somehow they come to an agreement. Somehow they get tested. Somehow they get Kamaru Usman and Masvidal to Fight Island. They pass all of their tests, pass their quarantine, and somehow Masvidal makes weight and cuts 20 pounds in like 4 days. We get the fight that we want. Now the question is here, Kamaru Usman and Masvidal. Clearly 2 different style fighters. Usman is much more of a wrestler. Masvidal clearly has the edge on the stand-up. Masvidal, I believe, is coming in as the underdog as a plus 250. Usman's coming in as the heavy favorite. I think he's minus 300. So, if you're gonna put money on it to win to win a decent amount of money, you're probably gonna want to put your money on Masvidal. But it's kind of skeptical here when you're thinking about this because in the fight when Masvidal fought Ben Askren, very, very similar matchup. You got a wrestler, one of the best, versus a striker. Fastest knockout in UFC history. Masvidal lands the flying knee because he knew that Ben Askren was going to go for the takedown right away. Now, Usman may make a mistake here. If Usman comes in and he fights with emotion, it's one of the worst things a fighter can do. Because clearly there's some bad blood here. They had a little spat with each other at the Super Bowl this past February. There was a whole big thing. They almost got into a fight in public. They clearly got bad blood. Usman in his interviews isn't seeming like he's all up there ready to actually go out there and win this fight, which is a bad thing. And if you look back on people that get emotional before fights, the first thing I think of is Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor. No one thought McGregor had a chance in that fight because on paper, Alvarez's wrestling and ground game should have demolished Conor. But Conor got in this guy's head and it was an absolute disaster. Abandoned his game plan, didn't wrestle, got rocked in the very beginning and then tried to wrestle. Clearly he was all f***ed up, couldn't do it, ends up getting knocked out, I believe, in the 2nd round. If Kamaru Usman goes out there and fights with emotion and wants to prove a point by standing up with Masvidal, I will tell you something right now. If he fights stupid and does that and wants to box him, he is going to lose in the 1st round by knockout. Jorge Masvidal has so much power in his hands, and clearly, as I've said before, you're only as good as your last fight. Masvidal's last fight against Nate Diaz, unbelievable performance. Before that, knockout of Ben Askren, unbelievable. Before that, Darren Till, one of the heaviest hitters, according to Masvidal, the heaviest hitter he has ever fought. On the feet, Masvidal seemed to have been losing. out of nowhere comes back, lands this f***ing punch, and puts Darren Till down in one of the best knockouts I've ever seen. And then he had a little extracurricular activity out back with Leon Edwards and gave him the 3-piece and the soda, and that's how that whole thing started. So if this stays on the feet, clearly Masvidal wins this fight. If Usman fights with emotion, Masvidal wins the fight. If Usman goes out there and plays this smart, uses his wrestling, stays away, secures the takedown, Usman wins this by decision. So the key to victory here for Masvidal is stop the takedown, stay away, use your striking. If that happens, he wins. If the same Kamaru Usman that fought Colby Covington comes out and fights Masvidal, Kamaru Usman loses. If I'm gonna make a pick right now, gotta be honest, I think I'm leaning towards Masvidal here. People are gonna call me f***ing crazy. I had Usman. But after seeing Usman's interviews and seeing that he might not be all there, his emotions are erratic, there's a chance that he goes out there and tries to stand with Masvidal. Masvidal ends up winning this in the first round by knockout. If I were to put money on this right now, I would say Jorge Masvidal knockout round 2. Let me know what you think. In the description below is going to be a link to my podcast. Let me know in the comment section why you think that Masvidal might win or why you think Kamaru Usman might win this fight. Is he a little too emotional? Is it going to get the best of him? Are we going to see an Eddie Alvarez-Conor McGregor situation here? Or are we going to see a Conor McGregor-Jose Aldo situation here? Let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your picks for UFC 251 Welterweight Championship? Justin_Morieko at Instagram, Thicker Than Blood Podcast, Instagram, Thicker Than Blood Podcast on YouTube. Go there and subscribe to us. Let me know what your picks are. Justin is out.